Hey, thanks for coming for another episode of the Art Post vlog. I'm so happy you're here. This week, these past few weeks, we've had a lot happen, and it's been wonderful and horrible, and the mix that I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing right now. Got some good concentrated time with our kids and are very happy they're back in school now. And I didn't do much while they were out, but now I'm participating in Plan April. If you've never heard of it, it's basically just a goal to paint outside every day during Earth Month, which in the US falls during April. So that's what I've been doing. I also reclaimed a palette that I had given to my kid a few years ago and that they don't use anymore. I've wanted to make a mostly gouache palette for a while, and so that's what I did with this palette, and so you'll see me setting that up in this video and mixing some neutrals because I'm out of one of my favorite watercolors, and I wanted to see if I could remake something close to it using what I already have rather than buying more paint. So you'll see both of those things in this video, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that what I am going to talk about isn't too heavy. If it is, please feel free to skip. I say that again in a minute, but please take care of yourself. It's a hard time. I am talking about something that is a little bit heavier than usual, and I just wanted to give you a heads up at the beginning of this video that I'll be mentioning gender dysphoria. In case that's something you do not want to hear about, please feel free to skip. I figured out that I am non-binary in 2019 after a really specific dysphoric experience. And I have a really specific socialization that made me confront this feeling again and again and again as a child of frustration and not feeling like myself in what I was wearing, how my hair was, etc., etc., etc. So fast forward to 2019 when I figured this out. It was a huge relief to figure it out, but it was also like, okay, now what am I going to do with this information now that I know this about myself? And because I don't have a ton of money and am inherently kind of a spendthrift person, I didn't go out and like transform the way I look. I don't know, honestly, how many people are able to do something like that. But then the pandemic hit. I moved back to the US from another country with my spouse. My grandparent died. My family blew up because of COVID and everything happening at the time. And it kind of got figuring out exactly how I wanted to present myself and be perceived kind of got backburnered, especially when later in 2020, I decided to get pregnant. And I got pregnant very quickly after deciding that, which was really lucky for us. I know that's not how it goes for a lot of people. But throughout pregnancy, I was fine. It was something that I had so much decided to do. It wasn't something that had happened to me without my consent or control. And I think because of that, and because of a really big appreciation I felt for what my body was able to do, I didn't feel dysphoric while pregnant or in the early months of feeding my kid. Now, fast forward again to 5 years later and another baby later, I have been feeding my kids from my body that whole time. Been pregnant twice. And there's a lot that you can't do while you're feeding a baby from your body. You can't get tattoos or piercings. You can't bind your breasts or your chest, whatever term you prefer, because that's actually a method that they use to stop lactation for people who don't want to feed or who have lost a baby. And so you don't want to do that unless you're ready to end that process. And so, and there's also all kinds of other things. Like if you're feeding your kid from your body, you also, there's a limit on clothing choices and stuff in general, because it's really inconvenient to try to feed them in certain clothes. So I've had all of these considerations for the last 6 years, and it has really kept me from exploring, figuring out what I like, what makes me feel really good. And lately, I've been hitting a wall, feeling like, okay, it is time. I have spent too much time probably not figuring out what's comfortable to me, not figuring out what feels really good for my body. And so now I'm really trying to start doing that. But it's a lot of work, and it's scary because it involves letting go of old pieces of myself and acknowledging that this journey I've been inside my body of parenthood is changing and in some ways ending. So it's been an emotional week. It's been a good week because I've come to these realizations of okay, I'm just going to take this bin that we have in the closet that's empty and go through my wardrobe and put everything in that bin that I don't feel good wearing, but that I've kept because I don't want to waste. And so this was a good solution for me personally, because it allowed me to minimize what's in my closet and what I have to face each time I get dressed, but without the guilt of donating a bunch of clothes that I might then just have to repurchase or whatever. So that's been the strategy. My next step is to go through the things that are left out and try them on and feel how I feel inside them. Because looking at something is one thing, having it on your body is another thing. So yeah, it feels newly urgent, and to be me and to be seen as me. And I'm really lucky to have a spouse who supports everything about this process and is happy for me and has enjoyed seeing the ways that I've come into my own in the last half decade. And yeah, I just wanted to share it with you because it's such a big part of life. And hearing other people's stories has really helped me. And I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the difficulties of being in a reproductive space and in this space at the same time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the processes in this video from my week in painting. If you do feel up to commenting about your interactions with the issues I mentioned, I'd really appreciate hearing from you. In any case, thanks for being here, and I hope you have a great week.